So, live tennis match commentary of a semi-finals match of a match in the Qatar tournament, rather. Jelena Ostapenko v Iga Swiatek. This semi-final about to start for this one. The other semi-final. This is the first of the two semi-finals in this tournament. The other semi-final playing in this tournament, as well as Jelena Ostapenko v Iga Swiatek, is Amanda Anisimova v Alexandrova. The other semi-final is Katerina Alexandrova v Amanda Anisimova. That's the other semi-final, as well as this one in this tournament. This one about to start. So, start of the match. First service game of the match, Iga Swiatek with the first service game of the match for this one. So, Iga Swiatek, first service game of the match. Iga Swiatek with a centre of the box serve, and Jelena Ostapenko powers a ball striking return to the right, and it's a forehand return winner ace with a forehand off that Iga Swiatek serve on the first point in the match. Love 15 on Iga Swiatek service game. Jelena Ostapenko on the first point in the match, powering a forehand return winner ace to the right. Iga Swiatek centre of the box serve, another one, and then Jelena Ostapenko returns, and then Iga Swiatek strikes a short-angled backhand to the right, and it's a winner. So 15-all after the first 2 points played in the match. Iga Swiatek with a centre of the box serve. This one just out, so second serve for Iga Swiatek on this point. Iga Swiatek with a kick serve centrally, then Jelena Ostapenko powers a backhand return to the left, and Iga Swiatek with a bit of backhand on the ball, but can't get the ball much further. So 15-30 after a backhand return powered to the left and struck by Jelena Ostapenko on that point. 15-30 on the Iga Swiatek service game, the first service game of the match. Iga Swiatek with a centre of the box serve. Jelena Ostapenko strikes a return with power, and Iga Swiatek with a backhand return to the left just out. So 2 break points for Jelena Ostapenko in the first game of the match on the Iga Swiatek service game. Iga Swiatek with a serve on this point. Iga Swiatek with a wide serve, and Jelena Ostapenko powers a short-angled forehand return to the right, and it's in, and Jelena Ostapenko with a breaker serve in the first game of the match. Jelena Ostapenko striking a forehand return winner ace, short angle to the right with power, and Jelena Ostapenko with a breaker serve after the first game of the match. Still a bit to play, but Jelena Ostapenko with a breaker serve in this first set. So Jelena Ostapenko service game, next service game. Still a bit to play in this set, but Jelena Ostapenko with a breaker serve. Jelena Ostapenko, the central serve. Iga Swiatek with backhand return to the left. Just out. So 15-love. First point of this Jelena Ostapenko service game. or just after the first point in this Jelena Ostapenko service game. Jelena Ostapenko, centre of the box serve. Iga Swiatek with a forehand return to the centre. But then Jelena Ostapenko strikes a forehand to the left with power, and it's a winner. So 30 love. Jelena Ostapenko with serve, just hits net. So second serve for Jelena Ostapenko on this point. Jelena Ostapenko with a short angle wide serve and a short angle wide serve ace on a second serve. So 40 love. So 40 love on the Jelena Ostapenko service game. Jelena Ostapenko with a centre to wide serve. Iga Swiatek backhand return, and then Jelena Ostapenko a little bit further forward strikes a backhand to the left with power, and it's a winner. And that service game is held. So Jelena Ostapenko maintains the breaker serve after the first Jelena Ostapenko service game in this first set. So Jelena Ostapenko maintains the breaker serve. Iga Swiatek service game. Iga Swiatek with a central serve just out. So second serve for Iga Swiatek on this point. Iga Swiatek with a serve centre box. Jelena Ostapenko powers a backhand return to the left, but just out. So 15 love on this Iga Swiatek service game. Iga Swiatek with a serve to the centre, and Jelena Ostapenko powers a forehand return to the left, and it's a forehand return with a ace struck to the left. So 15 all. Iga Swiatek with a central serve just out. So second serve for Iga Swiatek on this point. Iga Swiatek with a central serve, and Jelena Ostapenko strikes a backhand return to the right, and it's a backhand return with an ace. 15-30. Iga Swiatek with a centre of the box serve, just hits the net. So second serve on this point. Iga Swiatek with centre box serve. Jelena Ostapenko strikes a backhand return, backhand to backhand. And after a backhand return from Iga Swiatek, Jelena Ostapenko strikes a backhand to the right, but just hits the net. So 30 all. Iga Swiatek with wide serve, and then Jelena Ostapenko strikes one return. Iga Swiatek then with a forehand to the right, and then Jelena Ostapenko strikes a forehand to the right, but just hits the net. So 40-30 on this Iga Swiatek service game. Iga Swiatek with a serve with a wide serve, a bit out, so second serve for Iga Swiatek on this point. Iga Swiatek with a central serve, and Jelena Ostapenko strikes a forehand return to the right, just hits the net. So Iga Swiatek holds that service game. 2-1 Jelena Ostapenko, with Jelena Ostapenko over breaker serve in this first set. So Jelena Ostapenko service game. Jelena Ostapenko just won a point, so 15-love on this Jelena Ostapenko service game. 2-1 Jelena Ostapenko over breaker serve in the first set. Jelena Ostapenko over centre of the box serve, and an Iga Swiatek for backhand return to the left, just hits the net. So 30-love. Jelena Ostapenko centre to wide serve, just hits the net. So second serve for Jelena Ostapenko on this point. Jelena Ostapenko central serve, and Iga Swiatek with forehand return. Then Jelena Ostapenko forehand, and then backhand to backhand. And then Iga Swiatek forehand to centre. Then Jelena Ostapenko strikes a forehand to the left, but just out. So 30-15. Jelena Ostapenko with a serve to the centre, just hits the net. So second serve for Jelena Ostapenko on this point. At 30-15 on this Jelena Ostapenko service game. Jelena Ostapenko central serve, and Iga Swiatek forehand return, and Jelena Ostapenko backhand, and forehand to forehand. And then Iga Swiatek with forehand. And then Jelena Ostapenko strikes a forehand to the right, and it's a winner. So 40-15. Jelena Ostapenko with a serve to the centre, and it's an ace to hold that service game, and that may be the first ace of the match. And Jelena Ostapenko, a service game at 3-1, Jelena Ostapenko in the first set. Iga Swiatek service game. Jelena Ostapenko, a breaker serve in the first set. Iga Swiatek with a central serve just out, so second serve for Iga Swiatek on this point. Iga Swiatek with a serve to the centre, just out, so love 15. Two serves, not quite in from Iga Swiatek on that point, so love 15. Iga Swiatek with a serve to centre of the box, just hits the net, so second serve for Iga Swiatek on this point. Iga Swiatek with a wide serve. Jelena Ostapenko strikes a backhand return, backhand to backhand, and then forehand to forehand. And then Jelena Ostapenko strikes a forehand to left just out, so 15-all. Iga Swiatek with a central serve. Jelena Ostapenko strikes a backhand return, just hits the net. So 30-15. Iga Swiatek with a central serve, and Jelena Ostapenko strikes forehand return, and Iga Swiatek with forehand return, and Jelena Ostapenko strikes a forehand to left just out. So 40-15. Iga Swiatek with a serve to the centre, and then Jelena Ostapenko strikes a backhand to the left with power just out on that from that backhand return shot, rather. And Iga Swiatek holds that service game. Jelena Ostapenko a breaker serve in the first set at 3-2, Jelena Ostapenko. So Jelena Ostapenko service game. with Jelena Ostapenko to break a serve at 3-2 Jelena Ostapenko in this first set. Jelena Ostapenko with a... Jelena Ostapenko first serve. Jelena Ostapenko's central serve. Iga Swiatek with backhand turn, backhand to backhand. And the backhand struck by Jelena Ostapenko is just out. So love 15. Jelena Ostapenko with a serve to centre. Iga Swiatek strikes a forehand return to the right, just out. So 15-all. Jelena Ostapenko over wide serve. Iga Swiatek forehand slice return and backhand to backhand. And then Jelena Ostapenko strikes a backhand and Iga Swiatek strikes a backhand return to the left. A bit of a shorter angled one, and it's a winner with it. 15-30. Well, Jelena Ostapenko struck a backhand to the right, but Iga Swiatek struck quite a backhand return from it to the left and struck a winner with it. So 15-30. Jelena Ostapenko wide serve. Let first serve. Just hit the top of the net a bit. Well, it's more of an angled backhand to the left than shorter angled, but still quite the backhand return from Iga Swiatek. Jelena Ostapenko serve, and Iga Swiatek forehand return, forehand to forehand. And then Iga Swiatek with forehand to the right, just hits the net. So 30-all. So Jelena Ostapenko just held service game. So 4-2 Jelena Ostapenko with a breaker serve in the first set. Iga Swiatek service game. Iga Swiatek with a wide serve, and Jelena Ostapenko strikes a forehand return to the left just out. So 15 love. Iga Swiatek with a central serve, and then Jelena Ostapenko strikes a forehand return to left a bit out, a bit on the serve from Iga Swiatek to the centre. So 30 love. Iga Swiatek with some serve. Jelena Ostapenko returns. And then after a shot or so, Iga Swiatek strikes a forehand to the right, and then Jelena Ostapenko over forehand slice return to the right out. So 40 love on this Iga Swiatek service game. And Iga Swiatek with a short angle wide serve and an ace to hold that service game. And that service game held of Iga Swiatek's. But it is Jelena Ostapenko with a breaker serve in the first set at 4-3 Jelena Ostapenko. Jelena Ostapenko service game. Jelena Ostapenko with serve. It's topping that a bit, so let first serve. So Jelena Ostapenko service game. Jelena Ostapenko with a breaker serve in the first set. Jelena Ostapenko with a central serve, and Iga Swiatek backhand return centre, and then forehand to forehand. And then forehand to forehand, and Iga Swiatek second forehand after the second forehand from Jelena Ostapenko. But Iga Swiatek second forehand just hits the net, so 15 love. Jelena Ostapenko centre serve, and Iga Swiatek forehand return, and backhand to backhand. And second backhand struck by Jelena Ostapenko to the left, angled, but just out, so 15 all. Jelena Ostapenko with a central serve, just hits net, so second serve for Jelena Ostapenko on this point. Jelena Ostapenko with a wide serve. Iga Swiatek with forehand return to the centre, a bit out. After a bit on the wide serve from Jelena Ostapenko, so 30-15. Jelena Ostapenko with a centre the box serve. Iga Swiatek back on return, left centre, and Jelena Ostapenko shot on Iga Swiatek with forehand return, left centre, just out. So 40-15. Jelena Ostapenko with a serve to the centre, just hits the net. So second serve for Jelena Ostapenko on this point. Jelena Ostapenko with a wide serve, and Iga Swiatek with a forehand return, just hits the net. So that service game held. So 5-3 Jelena Ostapenko in the first set of a breaker serve. Iga Swiatek service game. Iga Swiatek with a central serve, just hits net. So second serve for Iga Swiatek rather on this point. Iga Swiatek with a serve to the centre. Jelena Ostapenko strikes the backhand return to the left, and Iga Swiatek with a backhand return to the left, just out. So love 15. Iga Swiatek with a centre of the box serve. Jelena Ostapenko strikes the backhand turn, backhand to backhand. Jelena Ostapenko strikes a second backhand to the right, and it's a winner. So love 30. Iga Swiatek with a serve to the centre, and maybe just out that serve. Still, it's another serve for Iga Swiatek on this point. Iga Swiatek with a serve to the centre box, and then Jelena Ostapenko strikes a bit of an angled forehand return to the right, and it's a forehand return winner ace with power angled from Jelena Ostapenko to the right, and it's love 40, and it's 3 set points as well as 3 break points for Jelena Ostapenko. Jelena Ostapenko, Iga Swiatek with a centre to wide serve, and Jelena Ostapenko with a backhand return just hits the net. So 15-40. Iga Swiatek with a serve to the centre, just hits the net. So second serve for Iga Swiatek on this point. Iga Swiatek with a serve to the centre, and Jelena Ostapenko strikes a backhand return. Iga Swiatek forehand return, and then Jelena Ostapenko a bit further forward, strikes a backhand to the right, just hits the net. So set point Jelena Ostapenko 30-40 on this Iga Swiatek service game. Iga Swiatek with a Iga Swiatek with a centre of the box serve, and then one shot from Iga Swiatek and Jelena Ostapenko, and Iga Swiatek with a forehand, and then Jelena Ostapenko with a forehand, and Iga Swiatek strikes a more of an angled forehand to the left, but just out, and that's game in first set. Jelena Ostapenko 6-3. Jelena Ostapenko. Jelena Ostapenko. Jelena Ostapenko. Jelena Ostapenko with the first service game of the second set. Jelena Ostapenko serve just hits net. So second serve for Jelena Ostapenko on this point. Jelena Ostapenko centre box serve. Iga Swiatek strikes forehand turn centre, and Jelena Ostapenko backhand and forehand to forehand. And Iga Swiatek with a second forehand to the right. Out. So 15 love. Jelena Ostapenko with central serve, and Iga Swiatek with forehand block return just out. So 30 love. Jelena Ostapenko with central serve and 40 love. Iga Swiatek with maybe a bit of backhand on it, but ball not much further. So 40 love on the Jelena Ostapenko service game. First service game of the second set. Jelena Ostapenko with a central of the box serve and then backhand to backhand. And Jelena Ostapenko's backhand to the left just hits the net. So 40-15. Jelena Ostapenko with a serve to the centre and Iga Swiatek's backhand return. And then Jelena Ostapenko further forward strikes a backhand to left, then Jelena Ostapenko net and Iga Swiatek with forehand return, then Jelena Ostapenko forehand volley to the right just hits the net. Just by the net, so 40-30. Jelena Ostapenko with a central serve just out, so second serve for Jelena Ostapenko on this point. Jelena Ostapenko with a serve to the centre and Iga Swiatek strikes a forehand return to the right just out, so that service game is held. So Jelena Ostapenko holds the first service game of the second set. Iga Swiatek service game. Iga Swiatek with a serve to the centre and Jelena Ostapenko strikes a backhand return to the left, and Iga Swiatek with a backhand return over net. But then Jelena Ostapenko further forward, just by net, strikes a forehand to the right, and it's a winner. So love 15. Iga Swiatek with a centre of the box serve. Jelena Ostapenko strikes a backhand return to the centre, just out. So 15 all. Iga Swiatek with a central serve, and Jelena Ostapenko with a forehand return to the right, and then Iga Swiatek hits a forehand to the left after that, but just hits the net, so 15-30. Iga Swiatek with a serve to the centre of the box, just out. So second serve for Iga Swiatek on this point. Iga Swiatek with a centre to wide serve, and Jelena Ostapenko strikes a backhand return to the left, just hits the net. So 30-all. Iga Swiatek with a serve to the centre and then backhand to backhand. And Iga Swiatek's backhand is a backhand winner, struck to the right. Well, Jelena Ostapenko struck a backhand, and then Iga Swiatek struck a winner, returning with a backhand on the next shot from Iga Swiatek. So 40-30. Iga Swiatek with a centre of the box serve, just out. So second serve for Iga Swiatek on this point. Iga Swiatek with a serve to the centre. Two serves not quite in, so next point for Iga Swiatek on this service game. With serve. So Iga Swiatek with a centre of the box serve, just out. So second serve for Iga Swiatek on this point. Iga Swiatek with a serve centrally, and then backhand to backhand, and Jelena Ostapenko strikes a backhand to right, and Iga Swiatek with forehand return, and backhand Jelena Ostapenko, and Iga Swiatek with forehand return, forehand to forehand, and Jelena Ostapenko's forehand hits the top of net, and it's just over net and in for a winner. So add point and break point for Jelena Ostapenko. Iga Swiatek. Service game. Jelena Ostapenko break point. Iga Swiatek with a serve to the centre of the box. And Jelena Ostapenko strikes the backhand turn. Iga Swiatek then with a forehand return hits it to the left, and then Jelena Ostapenko strikes a forehand to left, but just hits the net. So that's a break point saved for Iga Swiatek. Iga Swiatek with a serve to the centre, just out. So second serve for Iga Swiatek on this point. Iga Swiatek with a central serve. Then Jelena Ostapenko strikes a backhand right centre, and it's a winner. Backhand return winner ace from Jelena Ostapenko, and another break point for Jelena Ostapenko. Second break point for Jelena Ostapenko on the Iga Swiatek service game. Iga Swiatek with a centre of the box 7. Jelena Ostapenko strikes back on turn, and Iga Swiatek returns with a backhand to the left, and Jelena Ostapenko with a forehand slice return just hits the net. So that's another break point saved for Iga Swiatek. Iga Swiatek with a central serve, and Jelena Ostapenko strikes a backhand return to the left, and it's a winner. It's a backhand return winner ace struck to left by Jelena Ostapenko, and another break point for Jelena Ostapenko, about the third break point for Jelena Ostapenko on this Iga Swiatek service game. So Jelena Ostapenko service game. Jelena Ostapenko with a breaker serve in the second set. So to the Jelena Ostapenko with a breaker serve, 30-15 on this Jelena Ostapenko service game. Jelena Ostapenko with a serve, just hits the net. That's two serves missed on that point for Jelena Ostapenko, so 30-all on this Jelena Ostapenko service game. Jelena Ostapenko with a serve to the centre just out. So second serve for Jelena Ostapenko on this point. Jelena Ostapenko with a serve. Hits top of net and over. So let's second serve for Jelena Ostapenko on this point. Jelena Ostapenko with a central of the box serve just out. So double fault and 30-40 and break point for Iga Swiatek on this Jelena Ostapenko service game. 30-40. Jelena Ostapenko with a central serve and an Iga Swiatek with forehand return to the centre just out. So that's a break point saved for Jelena Ostapenko. Jelena Ostapenko over serve, just hits the net, so second serve for Jelena Ostapenko on this point. Jelena Ostapenko with a wide serve, and then Iga Swiatek strikes a forehand return, and then Jelena Ostapenko strikes a forehand to the left, and it's a winner. So add point for Jelena Ostapenko for a potential chance to hold this service game and maintain the breaker serve in the second set. Jelena Ostapenko with a central serve, and Iga Swiatek with forehand return just hits the net, and Jelena Ostapenko maintains the breaker serve in the second set. Jelena Ostapenko 1-0 and a breaker serve in the second set. We love Jelena Ostapenko in the second set. Iga Swiatek. Iga Swiatek. Iga Swiatek's service game, and the first 2 points of the service game played, and it's love 30 on this Iga Swiatek service game. Iga Swiatek with a serve wide, and then Jelena Ostapenko with a forehand return, forehand, and Jelena Ostapenko forehand drop shots left, and Iga Swiatek onto it. Beforehand struts to right, and then Jelena Ostapenko returns it, and it's in. And then backhand to backhand. And then Iga Swiatek with a second backhand. And then Jelena Ostapenko a bit further forward. Strikes a backhand to left, and it's a winner. And it's 3 break points for Jelena Ostapenko. Love 40. Iga Swiatek with a central of the box 7, and Jelena Ostapenko backhand down. Iga Swiatek, then the forehand to the right, just hits the net. And it's 2 breaks for Jelena Ostapenko in the second set. Jelena Ostapenko service game. Jelena Ostapenko central serve, just hits the net, so second serve for Jelena Ostapenko on this point. Jelena Ostapenko with 2 breaks of serve in the second set. Jelena Ostapenko centre to wide serve, and Iga Swiatek strikes a forehand return to the left, but just out. So 15 love. Jelena Ostapenko with a central serve, and Iga Swiatek forehand return, forehand to forehand, and second forehand Iga Swiatek, and Jelena Ostapenko strikes a second forehand to the right, out, so 15 all. Jelena Ostapenko with a serve just out, so second serve for Jelena Ostapenko on this point. Jelena Ostapenko, the centre of the box 7, Iga Swiatek forehand turn, Iga Swiatek shot, and then Iga Swiatek rather with a bit more of an angled forehand to the right, and it's a winner. An angled forehand winner to the right from Iga Swiatek. So 15-30. Jelena Ostapenko with central 7, Iga Swiatek forehand return. Jelena Ostapenko strikes a forehand to the left just out. So 15-40 and 2 break points for Iga Swiatek. Jelena Ostapenko reserved. Central box just out. So second serve for Jelena Ostapenko on this point. Jelena Ostapenko central serve just out. So that's a breaker serve on return for Iga Swiatek. Jelena Ostapenko with 1 breaker serve in the second set at 4-1 Jelena Ostapenko rather. 1 set to love to Jelena Ostapenko. So Iga Swiatek. Iga Swiatek service game. Iga Swiatek with a serve to the centre just out. So second serve for Iga Swiatek on this point. Iga Swiatek with a serve to the centre. Jelena Ostapenko strikes a backhand turns left, and Iga Swiatek with a backhand turn to the right. A bit out after Jelena Ostapenko striking a backhand return to left off an Iga Swiatek serve rather. So love 15 on this Iga Swiatek service game. Iga Swiatek with a kick serve, short angled wide, but just out. So second serve for Iga Swiatek on this point. Iga Swiatek with a serve to the centre, but just hits the net. So it's two serves missed on that point. So double fault and love 30. Iga Swiatek with a serve to the centre, and Jelena Ostapenko backhand return struck, and then forehand to forehand. And then Iga Swiatek second forehand, and Jelena Ostapenko strikes second forehand to the left, and then Iga Swiatek with backhand return to the left, but hits the net. So love 40 on this Iga Swiatek service game. Iga Swiatek with a serve to the centre of the box, just hits the net. So second serve for Iga Swiatek on this point. Iga Swiatek with a serve to the centre of the box. Jelena Ostapenko strikes a backhand turn, backhand to backhand. And then Jelena Ostapenko strikes a forehand to the right, and it's a winner. And Jelena Ostapenko with two breaks in the second set at 5-1. Jelena Ostapenko. Jelena Ostapenko service game. Jelena Ostapenko with a wide serve. Iga Swiatek with forehand return. And Jelena Ostapenko a bit further forward, strikes forehand to left. And Iga Swiatek with a backhand lob return to the right, a bit out. So 15 love on this Jelena Ostapenko service game. Jelena Ostapenko. Jelena Ostapenko. Jelena Ostapenko holds the service game. Game setter match. Jelena Ostapenko by 2 sets to love. 6-3, 6-1. Jelena Ostapenko maintaining a level power ball striking and striking an amount of winners and an all right enough level to win this one